Hey everybody, Mike Rowe here. I've worked a lot of dirty jobs, and one thing I've learned is that having the right tools is important. But knowing how to use those tools and recognizing when something's not right is even more crucial, especially with heavy machinery, which often gives subtle hints when something's wrong. Think of it like your car making a funny noise before it breaks down. Machines might start making a weird noise or vibrating more than usual. It's like a whisper before a shout. Ignoring these early signs can lead to bigger problems, just like ignoring a small leak can flood your basement. In this video, we'll talk about the top signs that your machinery needs attention. Stay tuned, because this could save you a lot of headaches. We'll cover everything from strange noises to weird smells, and give you tips to keep your equipment running smoothly. Think of it as a health checkup for your machines. First up, let's talk about unusual noises. Imagine your machinery is like a symphony orchestra, not the normal hum of a well-oiled machine, but sounds that make you stop and say, "What the heck was that?" It's like hearing a violin screech in the middle of a beautiful melody. Grinding, squealing, or knocking sounds often indicate issues like misalignment or gear damage. Think of it as your machinery's way of crying out for help. Ignoring these noises leads to bigger problems and more expensive repairs. It's like ignoring a small leak in your roof until it becomes a flood. Just like with your car, if you hear a grinding noise, get it checked out. Don't wait for a minor issue to become a major headache. Next up, let's dive into the world of vibrations. Imagine your machine is like a heartbeat. Some vibration is normal, but an increase or uneven pattern is a sign something's not right. It could be a loose bolt or a more serious problem like an imbalance or worn-out bearings. Think of it like a loose screw in a bicycle. Excessive vibration means something's out of whack, and it's important to get it checked out. It's like a washing machine on spin cycle gone wild. Don't ignore it, just like you wouldn't ignore your car shaking after hitting a pothole. Your machinery deserves the same attention. Another important sign to watch out for is temperature. Think of your machinery like a car engine. It shouldn't run too hot. Some parts get hot during operation, but overheating parts or unusually hot areas signal a problem. It's like a fever in a human body. Something's not right. Overheating can be caused by friction, insufficient lubrication, or a faulty thermostat. Imagine running a marathon without water. Your body would overheat. If you feel excessive heat coming from your equipment, don't ignore it. It's a cry for help. Get it checked out by a qualified mechanic, just like you'd see a doctor for a high fever. Imagine a small crack in a shaft. Leaks are another telltale sign that your machinery needs attention, not just a little drip, but a steady stream of fluid. Think of it as a ticking time bomb. Leaks can occur in seals, gaskets, hoses, and even the engine. It's like a slow bleed that can drain your resources. They're a sign that something's wrong and can lead to bigger problems if ignored. Picture a snowball rolling downhill, growing larger and more dangerous. Just like a leaky faucet, it's wasting resources and costing you money. Don't let it spiral out of control. Next, let's talk about changes in equipment behavior. Think of it like your car acting up. This one can be trickier to spot, but if you know your equipment well, you'll notice when something's off. Just like you'd notice if your car started making a strange noise. Maybe it's sluggish to start, not performing efficiently, or shutting down unexpectedly. Imagine your car struggling to start in the morning. If it's not behaving the way it used to, don't ignore it. Just like you wouldn't ignore a check engine light. It's trying to tell you something. Think of it as your machine's way of saying, "I need help." Pay attention to these changes and get them checked out. Just like you'd take your car to a mechanic, get your machinery the attention it needs. Finally, let's talk about smells. Imagine your machinery is like a kitchen. Certain smells are a sign that something's wrong, just like when food starts to burn. Burning or oily odors are big red flags, much like the smell of burnt toast. If you smell something burning, don't ignore it. Think of it as a smoke alarm going off. It could be a sign of an electrical problem, a lubrication issue, or even a fire hazard. Just like in your home, these smells are warnings you shouldn't overlook. So, we've talked about the top signs that your machinery needs attention, but what can you do to prevent these problems? Think of your machinery like a car. Regular inspections are key. Really get in there and look for any signs of wear and tear, just like checking your car's oil and tires. Check the bearings, belts, motors, everything. It's like giving your machine a health checkup. If you see something that doesn't look right, report it to your supervisor or a qualified mechanic, just like you'd take your car to a mechanic if it's making a strange noise. Well, folks, that's it for today. Think of your machinery like a well-oiled clock. You are the first line of defense in keeping it running smoothly. Just like a stitch in time saves 9, staying alert to the signs of failure and reporting issues early can prevent costly downtime and keep everyone safe. Those machines need a little TLC just like the rest of us. Thanks for watching, everybody. And remember, safety first.